Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the QuaranStream Vibes Just Hangs with your boy Ponytail Pete. I'm rocking the ponytail today. Mr. Pat Tap and my man Matty I. How are you, man? Nice couch.
Thank you. It's actually a cover on a couch. It's the couch is normally that color.
Oh, you've
but,
gone Asian. You're protecting the original, the
That's
original
it.
material.
It should be shrink wrapped, right? Don't worry, the fridge handle is.
Good to have you on, my man. What's been happening? Did you get a call back for the voluntary work, or?
I did indeed. So the truck was delayed until 4 p.m., which was no good because obviously I've got to be home before 6 to get back before this curfew. So they decided that basically just skip it for that day. But basically we're scheduled for tomorrow morning 9 a.m. So yeah, I'm trying to rope Sean into that as well. He should be here shortly. Yeah. So hopefully both of us will be out on the. Both of us will be out on the volunteering tomorrow morning.
That'll be awesome. If you can get some footage for us. I mean, I don't know if you go past the 3 p.m. mark, but if you get past 3 p.m. mark, it'd be nice to catch you guys on site. But if not, maybe just get us some footage and we can share it with the people at 3 o'clock for the stream.
Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be good for sure.
Yo, isn't it convenient living in a building with all your other mates?
Very, very convenient.
Lucky.
I feel very lucky that I got to stay in Golden River versus being stuck in a house.
I wish I had some friends around here. I mean, like I know my neighbors and stuff, but What about you, Pat? Who you got on that side?
I mean, there's a lot of people here because we've got 5 towers, and each tower has 2 blocks. So basically, that's 10. I know a lot of people, but it's not people that I generally hang out with. So it's more like, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? So
That's it. Hey, like they don't go any further than a coffee. They'll ask for coffee one day, but you don't actually go for coffee. That's
yeah, it's always, hey, oh sweet, good to see you, man. Yeah, let's catch up for coffee. But it never happens. There's no point of saying let's catch up for coffee. Just just say hi. That's it.
That's it. So updates, boys. What's the latest? Inter-district deliveries from the 16th of September. I was reading. Is that correct from you guys as well?
Correct. Yes, that is what was streamed yesterday from the government updates, and then after the stream, it was then confirmed as I see on news articles. So yeah, they're going to start allowing inter-district deliveries, but it may still be a little bit of a problem because of restrictions in different wards.
Yeah.
You know what I
So
mean? So
is that using like the Grab and all the normal shipping services?
yes. So all e-commerce will be back. Also, basically your food deliveries. There he is. Of course, he's eating bread.
What's the due date for that, Pat?
Well, it's 16th of September. They're allowed to start doing it.
Oh, great. Okay, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So that's going to.
So we're talking Grab, Aha, Lala Move, all the postal stuff as well. Yeah, regular postal stuff. So non-essential deliveries are back to normal, basically. Yes.
Yes, I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe we'll get more details, but from what I read, that's the case. But as we're aware, we may still face some problems with having enough Grab drivers. As you know, they still have to go through the morning test, the negative test in the mornings, and then they still have to do the negative test every 3 days and be vaccinated at least once. Plus, they need the paperwork to go through different wards. So yeah, who knows?
That's a tough one, isn't it? Because these Grab drivers, they're also suffering because they're looking for work, and then for them to be excited that their ward allows them to deliver, then when you go to another ward and then another authority there goes, hey, you're not allowed to, then it sort of puts them in a predicament, isn't it? And then they can't get the delivery across.
A problem for them. It's in the paperwork apparently currently is basically impossible to get. So even when Sean and I go to do this volunteering tomorrow, we basically have to cross like a district border without having proper paperwork. So it's going to be a little little scary, a little hairy, but hopefully will be good. But yeah, I've tried to get like a proper permit a number of times from a few different contacts, and they're basically just like, at the moment, all of that process is completely shut down unless it's like the government organizing something for you specifically. So hopefully that changes also on the 16th. That would be good.
Yeah. So what about restaurants in I guess more the central Ho Chi Minh City area? Are they slowly going to be allowed to do deliveries like how it is in District 7? Do you guys know?
They are already allowed to do deliveries currently, but there's a bunch of rules and regulations on them. So, for example, they're only allowed, I think it was like 3 staff, and they have to like live and work on site. And they're only allowed to use like Grab, basically, like only the shipping services, like the professional shipping services. And then I think there was like 2 or 3 other requirements that I read that were all like, actually like really difficult, like serious requirements. One of them was also like doing the rapid testing, I think every 3 days, which gets expensive for a restaurant. And then on top of that, like for a shipper, for the shipping companies to actually do it, they've increased their prices. And like if you're ordering like $100,000 meal, are you really prepared to pay another 100 or 150 on top just for the delivery? So I think a lot of restaurants are choosing to remain closed until this situation gets easier for them still, like, or again.
Yeah. I mean, I think people, because we've been locked down so long, they also feel that they've forgotten that just because we say things are going to come back, it's just going to be back to normal just like that. It's going to be a process, some steps, and it just reminded me, and Pat was a part of this. I was playing basketball out at District 2 on Ang Fu side, and my bike got stolen. And what happened was it was parked. It was, I mean, it's in a like a compound with all these villas and cars and stuff. It was parked probably on the end of all where the rest of the bikes are, and no one's bike there would get stolen, like have been stolen over the past that they've played. And I just had to be the unlucky one that it had to be stolen. I come out, bikes going, what the hell's going on? And we look at the CCTV camera from the shop next door, but they weren't open, so we had to come back and check the footage the next day. They said that the angle of that camera couldn't see the last bike, so we couldn't see who took it anyway. But the problem is because it's one of my mate's bikes that he's left it, because obviously he's gone back and he's not coming back, so he's sort of just left it here. I have the paperwork. I have his blue card and who he bought it off. So when I took it to the police station to file a police report, he said that I need all the correct paperwork in order for them to proceed with actually writing the report, because number one, I could be anyone. I have to get authority from my mate saying that, hey, this is my friend, he's going to be speaking on behalf of my bike, and that his bike had paperwork that he bought it off this chick who had sold it to this dealership that he bought it off, to prove that the bike had come through that channel. Otherwise, I could have come in as a random, say, yo, this bike got stolen, I need to get it back. Do you know what I mean? So he looked at the value of the bike, and there wasn't much value. He goes, look, maybe you should just cop it on the chin and owe your mate, because that bike's, I mean, it was an older Exciter, so maybe 15 mil or so. And then he goes, rather than going through the trouble of doing this whole thing, I said, by this time, the robbers have probably stripped the bike and sold it for parts already. So
yeah, they are very quick in that sense.
Yeah, very quick.
Mama. Yeah. So the paperwork here is no joke, man. Paperwork here is like, even when you think you have all the right paperwork, you're still missing something.
There's always something else.
And it's like, why don't they tell you at the beginning, right? So you go out.
Yeah. No, speaking of paperwork, this comes back to a story that I was going to tell Petey earlier, but I thought I'd tell it to you guys on the stream. I was reading on the news, it was a Grab driver, right? So you know how last week they allowed deliveries to start again within your district. Anyway, so this guy got all the paperwork that he required. So he was able to actually go from one district to another because he had a proper shipping certificate from the ward and from the police. So in the morning, 5 o'clock, he wakes up, gets his negative test, shows all his paperwork. Everyone says, okay, cool, negative, you can start doing your deliveries. So he starts doing deliveries, and on one afternoon, he goes from one district to another. At least 8 times, I think it was 7 or 8 times, he passes the same ward block, and then he gets another delivery, comes through the same ward block. Police says, "Hold on, where's your paperwork?" And the guy goes, "I've been through here 8 times today." Shows him all the stuff on the phone, and then the guy says, "No, you can't go through," and fines him 1 million for not having the right paperwork. So imagine having done all that work in the morning. He's probably earned 300K, 400K, and then he's been fined by this one police guy for 1 million for apparently not having that paperwork, even though he's been through it 8 times in the same day.
But he went through it 8 times.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
That's
Imagine like I'd be struggling to not lose it.
yeah. So that's why a lot of the
Is it just a piece? It was on his phone, is it? It's a thing on the phone.
So he has all the certification that he needs, plus the stuff that on his phone, and to show that, hey, look, I've just gone through 8 times. But then the police is like,
like,
no.
look, here's the route.
Yeah, he's like, no. And they got fined 1 million on the spot. So he's like, all that work for nothing, and plus I'm in debt. So the Grab drivers are now saying, I would rather starve than be fined 1 million.
Yeah, I mean, it makes perfect sense. You'd rather not work to lose money.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's tough, hey, because I mean, like, you'd think that they would give some sort of warning. There's no real warning here, hey. It's just like instant on the spot kind of thing. I mean, I don't know. It's a tough one because I feel that you can't really filter out the warnings to the ones that don't mean to do it versus the ones that are doing it on purpose. You know what I mean? Like you can figure out, hey, you purposely did, you're getting a fine because look, okay, you didn't know, warning.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't work that way. Well, maybe we're being too nice.
Yeah.
Could be.
Could be it.
But at least if we ran the world, no one's going to riot on us.
I reckon they'd be right within minutes.
Might be. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you just joined us, QuaranStream Vibes just hangs here with my guy Pat, Sean, and Maddie. We're streaming on 5 different platforms here. We got PD Magic Facebook, the WisePass Facebook, Party Never Stops YouTube, WisePass YouTube, and also Party Never Stops Twitch. So if you're any of those, then give us some love, share it around. It'll help us keep going for you guys. And don't go away. We come back, and I want to share with you guys some promising touristy openings. Boys, Phu Quoc wants vaccination speeded up to get the tourists back. It's happening. So
I'm definitely excited about this news. I can't wait to go to Phu Quoc.
Well, I saw some news. I mean, some stories of some people that I know who are out that way, and there's bars open. There's one bar that's like open there. So I think there was maybe only 6 or 7 people in there, and it seems like everything's kind of that way.
That's it. That's 6 or 7 more than what we have here, though.
Exactly right. I mean, which bar is open here besides your own?
That's it. That's exactly.
Are like
right.
restaurants open and like street food? Is that? I mean,
well, see, you got to have 2 shots here. See, the island has a population of 180,000 people. Foreign tourists who have got 2 shots of COVID vaccine approved by Vietnam or have gotten recovered from the disease will be allowed to visit Phu Quoc. Yeah, if you've recovered naturally from COVID. Well, that's what a lot of people are opting. People who feel that they're a little bit more strong, they want to build the natural. They want to build the natural immunity with the natural antibodies. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still kind of the same thing. I mean, you still have to get it. You know, You still have to get it. So what if someone who has it? I mean, put it this way: you want someone to sneeze and cough in your face, or do you want to just get a jab?
Yeah.
So
Sneeze
I was
into a
reading this
needle and
morning
jab.
about this story is that I think they were hoping to get something like 90 to 100% of the local residents vaccinated, like fully vaccinated, before they sort of take it seriously in terms of like letting tourists there. But currently they're only at like 30%. So it's possibly going to take a while, unfortunately, despite the fact that it sounds amazing. And I think it's also going to be a really difficult sell to like the people of Vietnam to say, hey, there's no cases in Phu Quoc, it's empty, but let's vaccinate those people anyway, just so we can get tourism going, versus where there's people actively dying from the disease, you know? So the challenges remain, is what I'm trying to say.
Is that 90% double shot or just at least a single shot?
I can't remember, but you would think it would be double shot.
We're slow on the second shot for everybody here, man. I mean, what are we? 6.5 million at least one shot, and we're only 500,000 for double. So
yeah. So the latest statistics I saw was 94% single vaxxed in Ho Chi Minh, and then I think it was 25% double vaxxed, which is pretty low.
Yeah.
Well, the prediction was fully vaxxed by April for the whole nation. I think it was with their trajectory.
Yeah.
Man, that's another 6 months.
Pretty far away. Yeah.
I mean, to think that.
What about people that just don't want to get it here?
Well, that's on you. You can never leave home again.
I've talked to some people that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're spinning around. Master of the Skies lives up to his name. This guy lives up to every name he has. But
There's a
Sean
question.
has he's known to have and keep holding his phone on the lowest percentage of battery. Like that guy will just milk it to the last.
Living life on the edge.
Matt says here, Matt Cohen, another Aussie fellow mate from the Bureau, says, any clarification on whether the mainlanders can visit? I haven't read anything official, but I think that Phu Quoc is literally in a bubble of its own at this stage. My cousins live in Rat Ya, and you got to have a specific permit or pass to even get on the ferries that go daily to the islands. So unless you're like one of the trawlers or something like that, you're sort of already out in the waters. But I think anything else, like, I mean, obviously from here, we can't even get over to, Gan Tho or anything like that already. So
yeah, definitely not. There was news the other day about Vietnam Airlines. The travel tourism, whatever it is, aviation is proposing that to start domestic flights. Basically, you're going to need a negative test result 72 hours in before you can fly into anywhere domestically. But I just got a text from one of our viewers, Dr. Aaron, who's at FV Hospital. He said that by the end of the 11th of September, Vietnam has vaccinated 28,200,000 people, 200,000 people, of whom is 5 million were fully jabbed.
Okay, that's
we talked about those stats last time, that Vietnam is pretty much like the number of people single vaxxed was already the whole of Australia's population.
Yeah, they're not messing around. So currently it's something like 1 million people are getting vaccinated per day. So like they've really ramped it up.
That's what they said in Hanoi, right? Yeah, Hanoi was doing that.
It's crazy to think that that's how fast they're moving. Hey, like, we got to give kudos to these frontliners, just day in, day out, just pumping it, and they're getting next to no rest.
Well, from what I read, it was 7 a.m. till 11 p.m. They're jabbing people.
Man.
So imagine that on
7-Eleven.
sites, basically 7-Eleven on multiple sites. So yeah, you can imagine it going from 50,000, I think, or to 300,000 that they were projecting before. Now, like Maddie said, it's gone up into the million count.
I think I read this article. AT broke AT wrote a novel here for us. He goes, boys, coronavirus infected man impersonates doctor to discharge all inpatients. The guy was
I remember
slapped
that.
with a 7.5 million fine for posing as other organizations and individuals and spreading false, untruthful information that infringes upon the lawful rights of interests of other organizations and individuals.
I'm
So what
surprised
they
that's
do
all
to
he
your
got.
uncle, AT? Did they put your uncle in jail? Yeah, that's terrible. What about the guy that was charging people 500 or 600,000 for a jab? The doctor,
Yeah.
when you're supposed to be getting it for
Wait,
free,
he
and
was charging him for
people that.
fake?
Yeah, he was
Yes,
charging them like
one
as a
vial.
priority fee. So if you pay it, I'll give it to you first. You have to be in line or anything,
Yeah.
which I thought was sad. But
There-
he
there's
only
a-
made about 10 million out of it.
There's a few people that's been caught smuggling the vaccine home. So basically, they'll take one or two
Vaccine.
home, and then sell it to someone to get jabbed.
Hmm.
Oh
Matt
my
also
God.
says, swing open the girly bars and we'll knock over the vax in no time.
How's that for some motivation?
Yeah, that's
You
a
know-
different type. That's a different type of jab, though.
I mean, like, it's gonna be to the point where before you go into like all those girly bars along Pasteur Street, you vax, you no vax, no sax,
Yeah.
no vax, no
Yeah.
sax.
Yeah, no vax, no sax.
No, that's
Speaking of no vax, I've got a top 10 celebrities who won't be getting vaccinated. So let's have a quick look at who they are.
Interesting.
So you guys can see that. Yeah. So these two, man, she looks terrible these days, huh?
Is this recent or?
Oh, that's
9/11, 2021. I'm not trying to be a lab rat, man. So let's see who these guys are. Rob Schneider,
Oh no!
Offset,
Rob Schneider. Okay.
Anwar Hadid, MIA, Charlemagne, The Guard, Olivia Newton-John,
Hey,
Letitia Wright, Chet Hanks, Samir Armstrong, Kirstie Alley. Yeah.
Kirstie Alley.
I mean, there's some big names there.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well,
So
yeah.
I mean, they're not big names who have too much of an influence. I think if it was someone like, I don't know, Beyonce
I mean, you're really gonna
or
miss them.
like that, then people, I think that you might have a bit more influence from them to their fans if they give an intelligent reason why. I guess with some backing, then people will probably follow that. But then I'm not. Look, imagine me going, I'm not vaccinated because fucking Kirstie Alley isn't, and I really like her opinion.
She chooses not to. I'm not doing it.
Dude, she knows what she's talking about. Look at her; she looks great.
Yeah.
So yeah,
What do the opinions of thousands of medical professionals count in the face of a B-grade celebrity? Come on now.
Nothing.
exactly.
Kirstie Alley says, Kirstie Alley goes. You know, whatever she says goes.
I don't think they have that type of pull
That is
anymore.
how some people think.
What if it's Kirstie Alley wearing a freaking like a what do you call it? The doctor scrub thing. Dressed as a nurse.
Scrub.
Yeah,
Deception, mate.
Back in the 90s.
She looks like she's more ready for it to be wearing a muumuu though.
Classic.
Oh man. Yo, Pat, how
I'm
about
gonna
the
show you-
Giants?
How about the what?
The what?
The
I didn't hear.
Giants.
Yes.
Did they win?
The Giants. San Francisco. They clinched their division.
Yes, sir.
And the Raiders.
Was that
We won our Monday night football game.
what was was that the game where they had that cat that fell off the second tier?
Oh yeah, I
It was-
saw that. I
That
saw
was
was
that.
a
painful.
No, that
It was a
the
football
VR one.
game.
I saw that.
It was a game, and then
I think that was like
somehow there was a
Michigan
cat.
State or something.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Oh, I know which
Man.
one you guys mean. But did you guys see the VR, like the augmented reality thing? I saw it on Reddit, I think yesterday, where it was basically like a giant animated Black Panther, like basically like jumping around the entire stadium. That was super cool. Actually, I was really into that.
That's good. Good
Yeah,
segue
I
for the
saw
next
that.
topic. Actually, good segue for the
Yeah.
next topic. Perfect, Maddie. Because we
What
were
is the next topic?
myself and
You're gonna
Petey
love
was-
this.
Yeah, so I sent Petey a clip last night on YouTube about, it's pretty much like augmented reality. It's a show called Alter Ego. Have you guys heard of it?
Alter Ego? No,
So
I haven't.
Alter
I haven't.
Ego. It's fantastic.
It's going to be on Fox basically, and it's an all new original singing competition. So basically, what happens is, the singers become whatever they want. So they won't perform as themselves on stage. Rather, they'll be given the chance to show exactly how they want to be seen, creating their dream avatar, and that's what gets put on the stage, and then they perform it backstage.
Oh, okay, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, so
Because
I think
people,
he's-
you got introverts out there,
Yeah.
but have great voices, but a little bit more shy on stage.
exactly.
You want to see the
exactly.
trailer?
It's pretty amazing. Let's have a look at the trailer.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Let's have a look at the trailer. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you just joined us, we are checking out Alter Ego. This is the new. I mean, we are moving into this direction of future, like this. Give me 2 seconds. I want to make sure this starts up. Volume high. All right, let's go.
Magic.
Whoa.
This is unlike how we've seen people perform ever in the history of television.
This is freaking nutty nuts.
Fox is making television history and bringing you the world's first avatar singing competition. This is Alter Ego.
Look what we got here.
Why do you feel like you need an alter ego?
There's something about how I look behind this alter ego that I feel like it's held me back.
Lost dreams and second chances are reignited when singers from all walks of life become the stars they've always dreamed of being.
Look what we got here. What?
Growing up, people always judged me by the way I looked and the way I sang, but I realized I don't have to be afraid.
In front of some of the biggest names in music, will.i.am, Alanis Morissette, Rhymes, and Nick Lachey, as they search for the next generation superstar.
I can't wait to meet the human beings behind these alter egos.
An alter ego actually really helps me a lot in life.
I like the hair. Yo, do that again, bro.
With cutting-edge technology never before used on television, singers' alter egos will be transported through the lens onto a real stage with real backup dancers and a live audience.
This alter ego is giving you just the invitation to step out and be even more of who you are.
Are those avatar tears?
Yeah, man, for real.
Look what we got here.
I think that's the beauty of this show is just you have no idea what's coming at you.
Tune in for a special 2-night premiere of Alter Ego where dreams become reality like never before.
That's amazing.
How crazy
Alright.
is that, guys?
I'm not.
This is
into,
Ready
the
Player
live
One.
performance stuff, but that looks pretty good. Like I would
Yeah.
definitely watch that at least a few times. I'm
Yeah.
curious about, is that like for the live audience, is that just a giant flat screen or is it like a hologram that they're
No,
like
it's a
projecting?
hologram. It's a hologram.
Hologram.
Yeah.
Hologram.
Wow, that is
It's
very
like
cool.
living with this, like living with cartoon kind of thing, like proper.
Yeah. There you go.
Unbelievable.
That's the direction the world is going is make everything digital.
Yeah. It's gonna be
Sean,
good,
you're
man.
muted. Sean, you're muted.
Oh, sorry, guys. Oh yeah, sorry. Oh yeah, but
Master
like
of
Matthias was
Disguise,
saying, it'd be so weird just seeing just an avatar, like a digital image, and cheering for it. I don't know. It's getting.
I mean, I think
complex.
they get to
Not
see the
ready for
people
this.
afterwards, but the thing is this is going to open the doors for a lot of people with great voices, like people that sing in the shower kind of thing, but don't have the guts to sort of get up on stage, and this is their way of jazzing it up. And I mean, that guy even had avatar tears, and they were real tears, so he was crying.
Very cool.
The technology, unbelievable.
I can already see a twist in the story where like one of the contestants won't reveal who they are because they don't want to be judged, and they'll say no to the judges. They'll say, no, I don't want to come out. I don't want to show you who I am for real. To judge me for what I perform like, not what I look like. Big
Plot
twist in the
twist.
story.
Yeah,
plot twist.
always
I
need
like
the drama in these. Yeah, always. That's amazing.
So, Petey,
So,
when are
I
you
mean-
starting the Vietnamese version?
Mate, we got to see if we can buy the technology first. Right now, I think we can go as far as 2D. Is there a filter? Look, I want to know, is there a filter that we could put on this live stream that, we could do a segment where we're like a cartoon or something like that?
Interesting. Well, there's a green screen option that we could be using, but you actually need a proper green screen to change the background.
On this, I think on the Messenger app, the actual chat messenger, Facebook itself already has a couple of basic ones that you can do. Because when I do messenger chat with my nephews, we always put filters on our face, and then just being able to go live with that. I'll look into it. So next stream, maybe we can get some alter egos in. I was just saying to Pat, like it's like another version of catfishing as well. Like you could just be this really cool rocker, singing your lungs out. You got the maddest, gear that you I guess purchased through the app store, and then when you look at it, it's just like a kid or something, or some little dude.
Totally
interesting.
I can totally imagine that, Petey.
Yeah. Well, Ready Player One comes to mind, and we briefly spoke about that last time. I think Pat sent me a TikTok, and there was a VR game where the guy had the goggles on. He had the two gun things, and his waist was strapped to a stand where you wear some sort of slippery slider thing on your feet so that you could do the running motions of it.
Yeah. I saw that as well. I saw that.
Yeah, I'd like to play that.
That was very cool. That was very cool. Actually, I don't know if you guys have ever tried the Oculus, the new Oculus that came out, I think probably about a year ago. Oculus Quest, I think it is. I'm not sure. One of the commenters will have to help me out here. But that was like I tried VR a couple of times, and then I put it on, and I had the hand controllers and stuff. And honestly, it blew my mind because the realism was enough for you to be completely immersed in it. So one of the games that my friend had, who bought it like when it came out, he's a big tech dude. It was he got like a Star Wars, it's like a Star Wars one where you were playing the role of a Jedi, and you actually like got to like fight Darth Vader and stuff. And I was like fully getting into it. It was awesome. But I think probably the best part of it was, as you turn and as you'd walk, like you'd map out a space on the ground, which is like your kind of like the battleground, and then the game would like adjust to match that exact physical space. But then like the scenery, so you'd look out on the horizon, and there'd be like volcanoes and like lava flows and cliffs and mountains and stuff. And honestly, like it was to the point where like I'd take off the goggles and be like, oh my god, like that's completely believable. You could spend a long time in this thing and be like totally stoked about it. And so I started thinking about it, and I went on YouTube, and sure enough, some guy had already he got like a pre-production version, and he committed to staying in VR for an entire week nonstop.
What?
For an entire week of his life. So it's like
wow.
he'd have his girlfriend like feeding him and stuff, so and like leading him to the bathroom and things like that. But he'd spend the entire week in VR already, which makes me think of like Inception, where it's like those dudes are like in the underground bunker, and they're kind of already addicted to like the virtual world because it's better than their reality. And it's like we're already going in that direction. It's already happening. So the guy was saying after he came out of it after a week, he was saying like it was a bit disorienting coming out to the real world after being in VR for so long. But he felt pretty good about it. He didn't recommend it to people, but he said like it wasn't bad. Nothing bad happened. I should preface this by saying this is not medical advice for anyone listening. You may have problems if you try and do that, but he didn't.
Surely
and it was a pretty interesting experience. It can't be healthy.
No way. Like staying in the one spot for a week is definitely not healthy.
Well, he had like a large living room that he moved everything out of the way. So, but yeah, I mean, still the same room for an entire week. Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Interesting. But you guys have seen those VR glasses that go for like $400, right?
Yeah, so this one that I was talking
uh,
about is like a thousand, and I think it's called an Oculus Quest 2 or something like that.
This one was like I've used the Oculus before. One of my friends has it here, and I went on the Jurassic Park roller coaster, and that thing was insane because you have your headphones on, and then you obviously have the VR glasses, and everything is real. Just like Maddie says, you look around, you can walk around. And as soon as everything gets shut out from your actual real vision, you just morph into this new world, and it's amazing. And the what you could do with it is limitless. It's insane.
Yeah. So just to confirm, it is called an Oculus Quest 2, and they come in either 300 or 400 USD pricing.
Yeah, so that's the one. Yeah, he got the $400 one. It was amazing. It was amazing.
It's a whole new world.
The games too, because you could shoot up zombies. There's mad games there, but it's pretty freaky when you get chased by zombies around and you're really not moving anywhere.
Yeah, I remember playing all these old school games, and it's even like the old Doom. It was scary. Even the graphics that back then wasn't that great, but like. Just walking around and turning corners, and then you see, like the monster. And imagine the graphics.
Quake 1 with the volume turned up real loud.
Yeah.
Oh man,
like Resident Evil.
I'm showing my age now. Quake 1. That's all right.
I'm trying to find you guys.
Next thing you know, you're talking about Dungeons and Dragons.
I never got into that for whatever reason.
What about Double Dragon? That was a good game. You guys remember Double Dragon?
Yes.
Double Dragon was tight.
Red and blue, and it's a walk around beat 'em up with all the baddies, and then you got to beat each other up to get the girl at the end.
Isn't that what we still do? Isn't that what we still do now?
I was going to say this is like reflecting reality almost. Hey.
Sean's like, I just bought Maddie for a girl last night.
We don't talk about these things on camera.
Yeah, that's right. Sheesh, my bad.
I'm trying to find you guys this 3D goggle prank thing online, but I can't seem to find it. It's actually on. If you watch on Netflix, there's a great magic series called Magic for Humans by Justin Willman, one of the best minds in the game of magic. He's been around in terms of consulting and writing a lot of different styles of presenting magic through the years, and he's done it with his own show to have on Netflix. It's called Magic for Humans. It's gone through 2 seasons. If you don't know the name, you might remember this clip where I won't play it. It's a bit long. It's the one where he convinces a guy that he's invisible by making another guy disappear, and this guy thinks he's invisible. So he gets all the people around him to act as if it's invisible as well. So then he's like, well, what the hell? I really am invisible. I mean, if you want to see it, I'll put it up. But he also did a thing with 3D goggles. So what he did was he tells people, hey, these are the new Oculus, whatever it is. I don't think it was Oculus, but it was a different type of 3D goggle. It's so real that you'll even feel like you're flying, you're levitating. So he goes, do you want to try it? So he's like set up outside a shopping mall, and people walk past and they go, oh yeah, let me try it. So they'll sit on the chair like a stool, and he says, just sit on the stool and put these goggles on. And he shows on the TV screen what the goggles see. So and it's really poor graphics. It's not like realistic graphics, but it's just normal graphics where you'll see that if you look down, like the grass is getting further away from because you're actually going away, right? But the chair that the people sit on actually makes them levitate. Like it's an actual magic trick for us watching. But the person sitting on there goes, yeah, it kind of feels real. Yeah, but they're looking around. But when they come down, they don't realize that they were actually off because they were only looking at it in the goggles. So that was the funny part for it. So you should check it out. I'm trying to find it. Obviously,
what's it called again?
Send the link through.
Magic for Humans. I mean, I can play the invisible one. That's a really good one, and you like how it's put together, and all of his magic is presented this way. which makes it more fun rather than just say, hey, pick a card, blah, blah, blah. He would come up and he would try and, I guess, talk to you about, hey, what do you think if we do this? And then he does the magic. So this one's really, really good. Maddie will like this one. Yeah, so that's Magic for Humans. How good is that? How would you feel? Because after that came out, there was a few trending or like challenges that parents did on their younger kids. Like, I don't know how old, maybe 8, 9 years old. So they would post their videos of themselves doing the invisible thing, and then they would choose what kid to do it on, and then really like pretend to ignore the kid. The kid would be crying. Yeah. So check it out. Magic for Humans. There's 2 seasons on Netflix, and all of his tricks presented that way. There's a lot of really good ones in there. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you just joined us, QuaranStream Vibe. Sorry about the echo earlier. I realized I had a double video filming, and there's a little dude coming on the canal here. You can probably hear him zipping through. But don't go away. We'll come back after the break with the boys. Welcome back. QuaranStream Vibes just hangs with the boys here. WisePass also, guys, if you haven't already, jump on the App Store on iOS or Android, download the WisePass app so you can check out what's to come as soon as we come back into opening and check out all their plans. We got all these great deals on WisePass that you can get your hands on and the events that will come as well. So get on there early and have a look. Guys, so
I'm definitely looking forward to events after
online dating.
It is going to be wild.
It will be. But for now, I've had to resort to some online dating here for you 2 single boys. Check this out. Cooped up for at home too long, young Vietnamese people hope dating apps will help overcome lockdown stress and find new relationships.
How so?
The NDK 29 always used to wrap up his work by eating out with friends and sometimes drinking at a beer place before returning to his apartment in Ho Chi Minh City in District 2. I guess these the singles, the people that go out to bars after work, missed meeting people or figure out how am I going to meet people now. Imagine, do you think during this time there would be any true love has been met online? Has to be.
I think there's people who have started and have connected, and when they meet together, I think there's going to be a lot of that. I think there's going to be a lot of that.
Yeah.
Because also those people have had a chance to actually have a conversation with each other as opposed to just get drunk and potentially bang and then never see each other again. Like you actually been forced to have a conversation because that's all you can do, more or less. But yeah.
In an actual intellectual conversation, more than just like, hey, you want to get something to eat? Let's have a drink. But you gotta get deeper if you're gonna, talk with this person every day.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Dessert on you again, Sean.
Me and this physical contact, I need that in my life. So, I've messaged. There's been like a couple of girls, that I was constantly talking to daily and I was trying to keep it interesting and trying to communicate, but I don't know, either it just got kind of dull and it's the same thing, repetitiveness. So
it's
I guess
definitely a struggle.
The touch of love wasn't there.
I've also had this problem. It's I'm only so interesting while I can really communicate with someone, and obviously the language barrier is a challenging thing for me as well. But the thing that I'm picking up on a lot here is, what do you mean only a couple, Sean? There's those rookie numbers. I'm disappointed.
Oh snap! Either that or he's not being honest, Maddie. I don't think
one of the two.
Trying to be a
Remember,
good boy here, okay? I mean,
I was just thinking, before what are the dating game shows and relationship shows at the moment? The Bachelor. What else have they got?
Love Island.
Love
Yeah,
Island.
or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Married
Remember
at First Sight in Australia.
Yeah, Married at First Sight, or The Farmer Wants a Wife, or something like that. In Australia, we have that show.
Oh, that's right. Farmer Wants a Wife.
The Farmer Wants a Wife.
Farmer
Even
Wants a Wife.
Perfect Match. Remember Perfect Match?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, because on this platform, if I can make a little flyer for a future episode, what we can do is, what we can do is we can get the girl on, or the guy who's looking for, the perfect match. So you can close your camera, but you can just hear the voice, and the girl can ask certain questions, just like how the perfect match format goes. And then at the end, she chooses one, and then he has to reveal himself. I think that might be fun to try and do.
This sounds cool. I think we should definitely do this.
Yeah. QuaranStream match.
QuaranStream match.
Well, we have two bachelors ready, so.
Yeah, we have two bachelors here ready. So
no,
we can try that.
That doesn't work that way, man. If we're going to be the judges, then we have to be impartial and very honest,
That's very true.
So I might do up a little flyer, and we'll do a little QuaranStream love match for some of the viewers out there that we can. I don't know. We can match you guys up, and then from there, the rest is up to you.
Well, then you got to come back on the show next week and tell us how it went.
Exactly right.
So our dates.
What is your first date entail, boys?
Oof. All right, who wants to go first?
Look at Patty. He's like first. He's the expert at first dates.
Single boys go first.
All right, Sean, you're up.
Youngest.
So wait, like a first date story, or like a what plans?
What do you do?
What's your go-to? What's your go-to first date?
What do you? Yeah. What's your go-to? Obviously not dessert.
Yeah.
It always depends on the girl or woman I'm speaking to. Technically, I like to see whether they're interested in actually eating something, or if they even eat, or if they'd like to get like a couple drinks, or a drink somewhere and have a conversation. Or for the ones that don't drink, we go and get some coffee. Always, I can sit at the coffee shop for hours and just like drink my cafe soda, and if it's a good conversation, it's easy to keep that going. But usually it tends to be at like a bar, I'd say.
So the bar, eh?
Always ending up, because people feel like a little comfortable or more, open when they have a little alcohol in them. So that tends to lead to usually good conversations, or someone getting too drunk that it just ruins the date. And been there before. So I wasn't the drunk one. They were.
Yeah, right. And so for me, it's I like to do something really low key, especially for the first couple.
Low key, like a hotel.
On me.
No, not like a hotel. But okay. So for example, a couple of drinks and then maybe a little food, but like on the street. Like my jam is on the street. I don't really like going to like bars that much, and clubs even less. But like a little street food and maybe a couple of drinks, like just obviously not too much, and then like go for a bit of a ride on the motorbike, or go for a walk through the park or something like that, like to really kind of like have like the scenery moving past you a little bit, changing scenery, and then after you've had a couple of drinks as well, exactly as Sean said, the conversation is a lot more free flowing, it's a lot more open, it's a lot more fun. So that's kind of my thing. I don't really like to go to like clubs and bars. Like I find it a real struggle to to talk, like to have a good actually meaningful conversation and get to know the person. Maybe because I have this thing where I actually need to connect with someone. I actually need to like the person that I'm hanging out with to continue hanging out with them or to take things any further. I'm not sure Sean has this problem, but this is one of my issues that I actually need to like the person. So for me, and I mean to be more specific, actually I really enjoy going for a ride through District 2, through like 2TM, like all that new construction area. There's like a riverside little seating area where the view is fantastic, and like they usually have at nighttime the carts where they sell like the snacks and soft drinks and beers and things like that. And so while you're riding there and while you're riding back and while you're there, you can actually have like a really nice conversation and get to know each other really nicely. So it's very simple and very low key, but this has really worked well for me, and I enjoy it, of course, as well. So yeah. It doesn't work for all. Doesn't work for all partners. Some of them are more fancy and more sort of like high maintenance. You know, some of them do want the cocktails at Quay, but that's not my jam. You know, and it's certainly not a first date kind of thing that I would like to do.
Cocktails at Quay. Cha-ching.
Interesting. Awesome. Yeah, I that's cool. First date, of course. Pat?
Yeah, just bottle of wine. So usually a glass of leg opener is what we call it. No, I'm joking. I'm just joking, guys. No, it's more. I'm with Maddie. I'm more the chill guy. So I like to go out and eat. I think eating together, it really breaks the ice really well, and conversation can flow nicely. I don't really do the riding or the walks through the parks. I'm more of just chill out at dinner. Let's see what happens if you want to go out for a drink later on somewhere nice. It doesn't have to be a club or a bar. It could just be like a nice little lounge where you can just chill out and continue the conversation. Yeah, that's just me. Very basic, not bougie. Balling on a budget, as one of our buddies say.
Balling on a budget. What about you, Petey?
For a first date? Well, I mean, obviously in Australia, it was generally, actually, you know what? I think during my time, first dates was very common just to hang out at South Bank.
Yeah.
It's just like a little parklands, and ice cream was a good start. Like I never, like for nighttime, we never really, even daytime, I never really did a main meal for a first date. It was always like a snack or a drink, ice cream especially, and then you can sort of just hang out and go on the Ferris wheel and. Oftentimes, I think movies amongst my friends, a lot of them wanted to go to the movies because they knew that was a good place to hook up.
Yeah,
just get a little kiss in,
Back when we were like 20, the older,
when you're younger, like you remember how nervous you used to get, like just to like you're watching a movie, like you both like each other and you want to hold a hand and. Yeah. When you hold it, it's like, oh, you feel so nervous. Your heart's pumping. You're watching a 2-hour movie and your hands are drenched in sweat.
You're like, wiping these hands out.
But in Vietnam, I mean, like, even when I first started dating Mia, when she was only visiting Vietnam from Singapore, she came over. The first place we went to eat. I mean, because we were with a group of people, so it was kind of easy. And then when it was just us two, we went to Cu Chi Tunnels. We rode there, and nice. It was a great time. Like, cause it was a first time for me to do that tourist attraction for her as well. So we both learned something on there. Both got burnt as hell because we didn't really use much sunscreen. And then we come back and had dinner, and the rest is history. I guess.
Did you see another tunnel?
Yeah, it was following up from the Cu Chi Tunnels. We went and saw the Japanese one
because we know what a coochie is, right?
Japanese gardens.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Sorry, lad. Sorry. So I'm in that type of mood. So.
Well, type of mood. Someone recognized it.
Yeah,
it's like
straight to the mood. Pat definitely needs to get some action. Get his mood fixed.
Exactly, you're right on that, Matt.
Okay, what are your thoughts on sex on the first date?
If there's a connection, have at it, man. If there's a connection, for me, that's my thing.
You need a connection, like as in like a I guess, a feeling connection, or more of just a physical?
No. A feeling like it has, for me, it has to be like emotional and somewhat intellectual as well. Like I need a little bit of both of those. The physical thing, actually, like I've dated girls, even long term, who were not like super like attractive in the classical sense as such, but like they've had such an amazing personality, and I've had such a great time with them that like it didn't matter. Like I still really enjoy their company, and I still wanted to spend more time with them, and so that's what I mean. Yeah. And of course vice versa as well. It's like I've also dated girls who are like super attractive, super hot, but like, you know, talking to them or trying to have that connection with them is really frustrating. So it's like that kind of really turned me off. So, yeah.
Sean's smiling for some reason.
Sean's always DTF. That's why.
Sean knows something. Sean knows something.
Do you want to know what Sean's pickup line is?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with sex on the first date, and I think it's it makes me happy. I'm sure it makes them happy if the time and the feeling is right. But I feel to find my true like feeling and connection, and like if there's really something going on between us, I don't think sex on the first date would be a right choice, because and then it changes things, because that happens often. But so when but it doesn't happen often, and then someone, like you take the chance of finding out in time if you really care, and you don't just rush sex, that it can make your relationship with someone stronger and a connection much more powerful.
Sensitive Sean, I got to see this side of you more often, mate.
Who wrote
whatever
that
you
speech?
say, master of the sky?
Who wrote that speech?
He's the master of the skies. That's why this guy.
Do you and Biden have the same speechwriter or what?
A race to that man.
Yeah.
Culturally, it can be a little bit, I guess, different with what you believe in as well, because Asian women, I guess back then would be a little bit more reserved, and I guess everything with them is about feeling as well, or money. I guess.
Peter, you got to be careful about this. Generalizing like 3 billion people.
No, I'm saying back then. I think nowadays they've I guess caught up with some trends, or even found some more independency to believe what they feel is right for them. I because I'm looking at it from my experiences back then, 10 plus years ago, when I first came here, even back in Australia, like the Asian women are a little bit different in terms of where they are today on knowing what they want and when they want, how they want it, or believing in, sex after marriage or something like that. That sort of stuff it's kind of very open now. No one's really, there's still people out there that will follow that because it's what they believe in, and so they should. But I feel that there's a lot today that is understanding the Western, I guess, belief in it also now being a pleasurable thing between couples in a relationship, and not just to have a family, so.
Yeah.
And going to what you were saying about culture as well. What do you guys think when, like, going back to that question of having sex on the first date? Do you think that the girls tend to get more attached when that happens, like immediately, compared to how it is back home in Australia, where it usually happens normally, right? It's like, oh, okay, it's either like a one night stand or sex on the first date, and the girls don't really think about it too much. But here, or Asia, don't you think that girls tend to get a little bit more attached faster when that happens?
I think some do. I would definitely agree that some think that you are their boyfriend after the one night of dinner and then sex, and then I think in some of their heads that they think like, oh, he's mine, like, oh, well, he's only mine after that one night, even though there's nothing talked about of, yeah, we're together, I'm your boyfriend. It does change something in their mind, I believe. So
I think there's definitely like some sense of attachment after you've shared something intimate, especially if it was really good. But I wouldn't necessarily say it's like a cultural difference. I think it's probably more like a personality difference for each partner that you have. Like they think differently about relationships and attachment and that sort of thing. Yeah. I mean, I guess I can't really comment really much at all about one night stands because I've not really had any.
Define what an actual one night stand is, because I know a few people who look at it differently.
You meet them, you have sex with them on the first night, and then you don't do it again.
Yeah, but
otherwise it's
the
just
thing
sex
is,
on the first date.
Yeah.
Well, some people say one night stand is like you said, like let's say you're out at a bar, you meet someone, sex, out the door, done. That's it. No further contact anymore. That you don't even have their number.
Well, that's definitely a one night stand.
That's a true one night stand. Because if you still have that number,
I've never
it's not
done
really
that.
a one night stand.
Yeah.
Like just go out randomly, bam, that's it.
I mean, I guess it comes down to what Maddie said, right? If it was amazing and that the emotional attachment was there, then obviously it's not going to be a one night stand. Then it's going to happen again the next day and the next day and the next day.
Two night stand.
Yeah.
What's amazing? What has to make it amazing for you, Maddie?
Oh, okay. So definitely, like the level of fun that I have on that first date or on that first meeting. So in terms of like jokes or silliness, but then also on top of that, like if I'm able to share some sort of like interest or story that we can really connect on. So for example, like me being an immigrant to Australia and now to Vietnam, like someone who has that kind of experience, like I had a date a while ago actually that was along those lines where like we really connected on that subject, and it was fun. And then on top of that, like also if there's that physical chemistry, like and then that passion, that to me like those three things together, like that's kind of what I'm personally looking for. Like that's what I really get off on, I suppose. And that's also what makes the sex fucking amazing. Sorry for my French, but is when there is those three things: the connection emotionally, mentally, as well as like having that physical like chemistry.
Deep.
Get off, eh? Very, very deep. So I guess it's you've made it clear to me that you're the type that wants to make love, not have sex.
No. I definitely didn't say that. No. I want variety.
Well, you said you want to have fun. You want to have a connection, right?
Yeah. But
you've never had one night stand. So.
That doesn't mean you can't see someone multiple times and have different types of sex, right? Sometimes it's slow and loving and caring, and sometimes there's whips and chains involved.
Whips and chains, okay.
I like it.
The additional toy stuff
Dungeons
is only
and Dragons
as well. If you notice, there's a couple of I guess toy shops around districts. Not very discreet. I mean, it's just written in bold writing. It's got I think Kiss is one of the franchise names, and then Kiss, and you have all the words there. Like condoms and toys and things that help. Pre-ejaculation issues and stuff like that. It's starting to become, I guess, normalized and regulated here for these shops. So interesting movement.
I think a bit of sexual freedom would not go astray, especially in this country. But I mean, generally, I think people should be more open about that sort of thing. And I think actually, in the last few years, there's been a huge movement for the emancipation of women generally in terms of like their sexual selves, their beings, which is incredible. I think it's amazing. I think women should be encouraged to and helped and be proud to enjoy that part of their lives. Which, I mean, in my life, like this is important. Like I really enjoy sex, and I think that should be the case for anyone else who wants that also.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to find someone who doesn't enjoy it.
I think there's plenty of people who don't sort of place like a great importance.
If you had to hate it? If you had to hate it, what would you hate about it?
You mean me personally, or
just in general? Like if you had to find something about sex to hate, what would it be?
Condoms.
Or dislike.
They're so necessary.
Condoms.
Plan B.
What about I was just gonna say the type of sounds. Yeah, some people just need to shut up. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
That's just
I don't think I've had too many bad experiences with that actually. It's been, I don't know, it's been mostly pretty good on the sound side for me in my previous experiences.
Well, Matt here says that he believes here at our airport, dildos aren't considered contraband anymore. Well, how do you know? How do you know, Matt? Did you go through with a couple, mate? Have that on. I've seen some clips of women going through the screening section of the airport, and it gets, it beeps, it comes up, and you see in the X-ray, the X-ray vision is like this massive schlonger, and like it's there, but they still got to open it up and hold it up and have a look. And this holding the back black gloves, and everyone's like, "Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm going on vacation."
I had an ex-girlfriend who got stopped with a metal. I think she forgot to take it out of her bag, but she had like a metal butt plug in her bag, and of course on the X-ray, like that comes through because it's metal. It's like like really clear. So she actually had to take it out and show the security. So I had a good giggle about her being embarrassed about that. It's fun.
You'd be surprised. Like there's a lot of people. I mean, I'm sure amongst us, there's a lot of people we know that are deep within these sort of things that we don't know about. Who knows? Sean might have like a gag ball in his cupboard right now.
Mate, I'm sure it's not just in his cupboard, but probably right next to the computer that we can't even see right now. Or maybe it's under his hat.
Just waiting to finish, guys. All my toys are ready.
And we were in Electric Town, Akihabara, and one of my favorite places to visit. We always go there because the nerds that do all the gaming out in Akihabara, they love their ramen when they have breaks, so they'll go and eat at like these oily ramen places. But Akihabara also has one of the biggest, I guess, sex shops in Tokyo, right? So it's like, it's called Love Mercy. So if you ever go, it's at that main crossing. It's like 4 floors. And this was back in 2015. And I was going with Mio, and then we were going, let's go in that sex store. I want to check it out. I want to see what's different compared to Australia and stuff. And, 4 floors. So you got your first floor, and it's, costumes, some cosplay stuff. But as you get higher, it gets a little bit more extreme. And then it gets to a point where that floor, the 3rd floor, is women only. Only women can go in there. And then the 4th floor, only men can go in there. And I asked Mio why, and it's because a lot of Japanese, they want to feel comfortable when they're buying something and not actually have the opposite sex see that, oh, he's going to buy that or something like that, so it's a bit more discreet. So
Understandable.
I went up to obviously the men's floor and I had a look at the range they had. Man, the technology there is unbelievable. So I was texting my mate JJ and the boys, hey, do you guys want anything? He goes, yo, get the egg. And I looked at the egg and I was like, man, it doesn't look that great. Like it had the material there. You could sort of touch it and sort of feel the realism of it. And then I saw what most people call a happy cup. And there's different types of happy cups.
Happy cup.
We won't go into too much detail of it, but it covers everything from different types of grooves and ribs and stuff that you like, and then you choose. But there's so many different brands. So I had trouble, obviously, because I couldn't read any of the Japanese. So I had to go to the counter and ask the guy. I said, excuse me. And I kind of spoke in broken English because I didn't know if he could speak English. And I said, excuse me, can you help me, like, recommendation? Which one? And he was like, recommendation. And yeah. So we went over to that section and I looked at this one that was like maybe $25. And then there was one that was like in a $60 range. It was about $25, $60 US. And then there was one that was only about $10. And I go, okay, so, but the $10 one was like it had a big sign saying popular, and then the $60 one was like, man, these guys. The $60 one was brand new, like it was new technology. He goes, this one. He goes, this one, new technology, and I went, okay. And then he showed me the video of it because it was right next to it. And then the middle one, he said, this one is a little bit better, but he goes, very popular. It is the $999 one. And the $991 one has anime characters on there, and it tells you what they do. So like, there was a girl that was she's like a university student, but on her off time she works at a florist. It's just the Japanese like to advertise and have everything there, so that when you buy it, you know what you're getting, and you can get a pilot, you can get a restaurant owner, all that sort of stuff. So I said, so which one do you recommend? And he goes, he pointed a new one. He goes, this one, use one time. Throw. And then he pointed down to the $9.99. He goes, this one, use, wash, use many times. So, the $60 one was supposed to be state of the art, but they're disposable. So as soon as you finish, you throw them out. But the cheaper one, he was like, finish, wash, use many times. Because the top one, well, I looked it up and I went through it. The top one has like some sort of engineering in it that when you hold down a certain there's an exit hole, hold down a certain exit hole and pull it, it creates as realistic feeling as to being like sucked. So that was the technology they went through. So unbelievable.
It's a single use thing. I don't know, man. Like, you want it to be reusable.
Yeah, but I mean, if you ever get a chance to go to Japan, it's Akihabara must visit. Just step in the store, have a little look. It's crazy. Like you'd never think that there would be a company out there that's sitting down brainstorming all these ideas to make these products. It's crazy.
Yeah, I've been to Japan a few times, and I have actually been to that shop as well, Petey. I didn't see the eggs though, but I'll have to check it out next time I'm there.
Yeah, for sure. We'll go together, and then we'll go have some ramen after.
And then we'll get on the live stream and demonstrate all the goodies we bought.
Check out these eggs. These cups.
10, 20, 60.
Well, look what Matt says. I'll take the disposable. I'm sick of washing dishes as it is in lockdown.
I don't blame you.
I think we all are.
That's losing it. We all are. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go away. This is QuaranStream Vibes Just Hangs. I think we got 10 minutes left. We'll open the lines up and see if anyone's interested to jump on. Matt, if you want to jump on and say good day, it would be great. So we'll see you in about 30. Welcome back to QuaranStream Vibes Just Hangs, ladies and gentlemen. We just finished talking about a hot topic. If you missed it, you're going to have to wait till after this finishes, and you can backtrack and check out the goss on the toys. But Matt, that's a shame. Can't do today, guys. Or possibly tomorrow. Sure. Jump on. So Matt does a podcast on the Bureau, so you can get it on Spotify, and they talk about some interesting topics as well. So him and Mel, they have a really good banter with each other. So you should. Mel has a really quirky way of thinking, and you got to check it out. So the Bureau podcast on Spotify. So hopefully we'll see you tomorrow, Matt. It'll be cool.
Tell us what the subject is, Petey, if you know.
For the Bureau.
Yeah.
Well, they cover a lot of, I guess, Southeast Asian news. They do a lot of, they always start off similar to what we do with coronavirus updates. They had AT on as a guest. I'm not sure, once or twice. And they talk about anything and everything really as well. But they cover a lot of Asian news, Southeast Asian news. So, and Matt's been in Vietnam for some time as well. So another Aussie, another Queenslander.
Queensland. Ah.
Sorry, Pat. Back to Sydney, mate. Hey, but speaking of Sydney, looks like they've opened up. People are going to the beach.
No, that's the funny thing. They haven't opened up, except people's not following the rules.
Okay, so they're just going to the beach anyway.
Correct. So,
What
I mean,
go wrong?
they've been strict out in Western Sydney,
Nothing.
but yet out at the northern beaches,
Maybe a shark bite, shark attack.
Yeah, no one's being arrested or anything.
Jesus, man.
People have to live.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I see all their updates, the government speeches and stuff, and I don't even know what to say anymore. You know, it's
Not great.
we don't even know. We don't even know. It doesn't. I mean, I think if the government, if you could place one of the old prime ministers in the past in today, as in a hypothetical scenario, who do you think would handle this better?
Ooh, John
Is
Howard.
that too
probably,
controversial?
I would say.
Howard?
Yeah, I reckon Howard would probably he'd do pretty well. Paul Keating probably do.
What
pretty
about
well.
mate? What about
Who was the beer
what
guy?
about who?
The Bob Hawke, I think it was the guy that like could scull an
Bob
entire
Hawke.
beer without breathing, wasn't it? Wasn't
Yeah.
that Bob Hawke? He would kill
Bob
it.
Hawke was during Expo.
I can't remember. A
88?
long time ago now. Yeah, a long time ago.
There was Paul Keating as well. Paul Keating was during our recession, I believe. He was famous for the recession we had to have during that time. Yeah, maybe. What about Kevin Rudd? Kevin Rudd. What do you think?
Good old K-Rod.
Tony Abbott.
Bob Hawke.
I got a
mate.
picture with Kevin Rudd.
Bob Hawke fan right here.
Bob Hawke fan right here. There you go, Bob Hawke. Yeah, those were when I was. Yeah, you're showing your. What?
Yeah.
Stream has ended?
No, I don't know.
Is that what it's showing on yours, Pat?
I can't.
Yeah,
I
maybe
can't see it.
connection.
No, I don't see
What happens
It
is
says
like
it's
so when I'm
still
streaming when I'm streaming on StreamYard here, there is I can open up the Facebook component of it and then look at the stream health, and for the last 2 weeks it's like this, real low on the megabytes uploads. So and that's just due to terrible internet, I think.
Yeah.
So at the moment, it's what sucks is the plan I paid for on StreamYard to stream is the professional plan, which should allow us to do streaming at 1080p. But because our internet is so slow, it tells me it's not going to be reliable. So we've had to stream it as 720, which sucks. So until I think things get better and internet can be, I don't know, I guess improved or upgraded or whatever, then we can all stream at high quality. So that's the only thing. Which
But
sucks,
I just
whatever.
checked. I just checked, and the stream is still up. So
Yeah.
I don't see it.
On Facebook or?
Yeah, I don't see it on Facebook. It's not on the PD Magic page. Yeah, weird.
Well, I don't know. It's kind of weird these days. Maybe some high authorities watching us going, you guys are talking way too much about dildos. We need to cut them off. Hey, that's all about the vibes here. And we can't not tap into these topics. We've done it once now, so we can move on to the next topic. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. But anyways, reaching the full-time mark, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in to the QuaranStream Vibes Just Hangs with WisePass here. Enjoy life every day, everywhere. I think the boys are off to voluntary work tomorrow, and we'll see if we get a chance to tune in with them while they're on site. That'll be amazing to catch up, to see what's out there and appreciate the help that they're doing, and also alongside the other people, the troops, sending the food out to the peeps. Awesome work, lads. Great to have you always. And Maddie, again, welcome to always join the stream. And Matt Cohen from the Bureau, hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you can show us your disposable. Cheers, guys. Stay safe and look after yourself. To see you tomorrow.